So I have a problem this week, and it is the opponent's Mega Gengar. It's faster than 9 of my Pokemon, it resists my Floette, and has an incredibly scary move pool. Overall, another thing to think about is I can't really afford to play defensively or slow or setup oriented because Gengar also threatens a 1-mon Perish Trap combo. So I have to step on the gas, and I can't afford to let it blow through everything with its base 170 special attack. So my two answers really are Excadrill plus a ton of speed control, and a Dragapult that outspeeds it. So first we have the aforementioned Excadrill. After Mega Evolving, it outspeeds Max Speed Gengar when that Gengar is at -1 stage of speed. It has Bulldoze primarily to speed control for itself, and then High Horsepower and Iron Head are just its best stab attacks, which can go through Protect thanks to Piercing Drill to some extent, which will be useful if my opponent tries to stall with Protects for like a Perish Trap. My opponent, by the way, has a cat named Egg, of whom she is quite fond, hence the nickname scheme for the week. I thought I'd have fun with that. And then my second answer is Dragapult, and this is a very simple set. It's 1 point faster than Max Speed Gengar. It's Max Special Attack Life Orb in order to just do as much ghost damage as possible. And it kind of has to be special because I need that 1-turn ghost damage, and Dragapult just doesn't get a good physical ghost attack. So it's literally just special so I can spam Shadow Ball. U-turns there because after running a bunch of calcs, I have a lot of ways to do 80% damage or so to a lot of my opponent's team, so the U-turn chip might come up, or it can break like a Raichu's Focus Sash or whatever. Another thing I'll mention is that this Excadrill has Mold Breaker. That's because of Orthworm. If I end up seeing Orthworm, I can stay as base Excadrill and hit it with High Horsepower for most of its health bar. Because Mold Breaker will ignore Earth Eater, so that's just one thing I have. Obviously, I want to be Mega Evolving Excadrill if I bring it, but it's something to keep in mind, and partly so I can figure out whether I need to Mega Evolve Excadrill, whether I can afford to Mega Evolve Excadrill, or if I have to wait till later due to Orthworm. I'm primarily planning to bring Excadrill in the back. As for my supporting pieces, Blastoise. This is just a super bulky defensive pivot. Flip Turn can get out a Shadow Tag, which is super valuable. Buddy Water just for damage. Fake Out is just an incredible positional and momentum supporting move. And Icy Wind has that all-valuable speed control, which can help out Arcanine and Excadrill. As for Arcanine, so this is probably the weirdest Arcanine set I've ever run. It has a lonely nature, because I needed the attack. I think it was because I was thinking through some lines, and this way a Shadow Ball plus a Close Combat picks up max HP and Empoleon. And I'm running a mixed set. Bulldoze for that all-important speed control. Close Combat is just to hit Incineroar and Empoleon, which are both mons I want to be able to chunk if they're being stared down by Arcanine. Extreme Speed because priority good, and then Heat Wave. So I figured I wanted a special attack in my stab slot in order to hit Orthworm better due to its immense physical bulk but lacking special defense. And I had Burn Up there, I had Overheat there, I had Flamethrower there, but I want something spammable, and Flamethrower was 2-hit KOing things that Heat Wave was also 2-hit KOing, so I figured I'd just go for Heat Wave, which has the most expected damage every time you click it, so I can just spam that over and over again and spread damage around. I made this super specially bulky, and I'm going to rely on Intimidate to shore up its nature, lower defense. Oh, and it has a White Herb. And the White Herb does two things. It blocks Incineroar's Intimidate, or if I don't get Intimidated, it undoes one Close Combat stat drop. So a few ways that can come up. Vivillon. Compound Ice Sleep Powder, 98% accurate. That's pretty good. Great momentum piece. Tailwind for, once again, that all-important speed control. Its flying type's nice because I can Earthquake or Bulldoze under it. I left Protect off of it this time in order to fit on Rage Powder and Tailwind, because I can definitely imagine endgames where I'm just Rage Powdering and spamming damage with any of my attackers, and especially after putting one Mon to sleep. I really value that flexibility in this matchup specifically. And then Hurricane just to hit pretty hard due to its just really high base power. It's like 91% accurate with Compound Eyes, I think. And then I made sure Vivillon was 1 point faster than max speed Komodo, so I could Hurricane it before it set up. And finally, we have Floette. So I'm not expecting to bring Floette to more than one game of the set. And the only situation where I bring it is if I think that my opponent is going to go for a hard Komodo setup mode. Because, yeah, the rest of my Pokemon can kind of struggle with that if I get a little bit out of position and can't get enough damage down on it before it sets up. And, you know, Incineroar is pretty good at enabling setup. So, but if I do bring it, I did the same thing I did with Excadrill, where after a stat drop on Gengar, Floette outspeeds it. Psychic's there to hit Gengar if needed, and then realistically, this is just going to spam Dazzling Gleam and then Light of Rune as a nuke. I'll note, though, that another thing Floette does is, even if I don't bring it, I could, and my opponent has to consider that when choosing her Pokemon, which makes it less likely for Komodo to show up, which is scary to my other Mons, and more likely for Steel types to show up, which the rest of my Pokemon are very well equipped to handle. So this is week 1 versus the incredible Inedible Eggs of the TDL. I'm currently 0-0 in the round robin stage of the draft league because it's the first week. My match starts in half an hour. Wish me luck. Alrighty. Okay, all the scary mons are here. No Raichu at least, only one fake out. Okay, so let's see. I think the game 1 plan is still the same. It's no Earthworm. I mean, it's no Raichu, no Decidueye. I don't have her full 10 up, but these are definitely the 6 scariest. I'm gonna lead these 2. I've got ways to get Gengar off the field. Both of these are early Perish Trap resistant. Excadrill in the back. And then who's the best 4th into these? I think I'm gonna go with Arcanine. Just because Ninetales is pretty scary into the Vivillon, and also I hope that the Arcanine set can maybe throw her off guard a little. Okay. If I fake out Shadow Ball, I don't think there's really a downside unless the Gengar survives. I can also, like, protect an Icy Wind, which doesn't really have a downside. Though fake out plus Gengar doing things is always scary. I think I'm actually going to go for the fake out into Gengar. And the fake out into Instant and the Shadow Ball into Gengar. And yeah, there's a few ways that this can go wrong, but I think I'll always end up in a playable position. And if Dragapult goes down, we'll get a very useful swap in. Shadow Egg. We both have egg-themed nickname schemes. This is great. Okay, now I know Gengar cannot protect, right? And they weren't able to, like, parting shot their way out of there or chip anything hairy. I could like U-turn to Excadrill, but no, I think I have to pressure the damage onto Shadow Egg. What a name. Um, yeah, I'll Shadow Ball that slot, and then I think I'm just going to Muddy Water, get that damage down, and I like Blastoise on the field right now better than anything else in that slot. Okay, fair enough. If this is a Darkest Lariat into Dragapult, I'm going to regret this, but on the other hand, Chip on Ninetales is so nice. I could have gone Icy Wind here now that I think about it. Oh, perfect. Okay. Not damage into... oh, Ninetales and Orthworm. Oh, that's so much information. Darkest Lariat would have been pretty bad there, actually, so... In retrospect, maybe I should have swapped Blastoise into Arcanine for the Intimidate. But it worked out at the very least. Okay, and I can get some information about the Orthworm spread. It's interesting. Muddy Water is 30 to 36% to a not specially invested Orthworm, so it looks like it's maybe not super specially invested. Yeah, if that was super specially invested, it wouldn't have done that much. I can just Shadow Ball plus Muddy Water again. This is like the ideal scenario. Unless that's Scarf Ninetales. That is Scarf Ninetales, but I'm Clear Body exactly for opposing speed control from, like, I was thinking maybe like a Scarf Electro Web Raichu, forcing them to nuzzle single target I'm with. Okay, that's really good to know. And the Shed Tail. I assume we're going to see a Citrus activation here. Nope, no Citrus. And it dodges the Muddy Water. Wonderful! And there's Incineroar again. I don't know any moves on Incineroar. Gengar, all we've seen is Protect. Okay, I think my notes are up to date. I'm still very happy with these in place. I kind of want to protect the Dragapult just because I imagine that that's what they're feeling very threatened by here. And then I'm actually going to swap into Arcanine. Get that Intimidate down. Oh wait, I forgot. I forgot that that's how that works. Oh wait, I ran out of time. Okay, well, running out of time's like really bad. That probably cost me Dragapult, but at least I get the substitute. Well, that's a lesson to myself to not overly focus on notes to the expense of the game. Bye-bye, Dragapult. I need speed control now. Luckily, I, have pieces that can provide speed control. That works out quite well. And yeah, I just want the Arcanine in here for now, I think. Or do I actually? Excadrill, like, absolutely obliterates either slot in the current position. I like Excadrill and then like a Protect Icy Wind. I don't know how much can be done about that. Actually, why am I... If I'm Icy Winding, why would I protect? Let's, I get the damage down onto Egg. Except if Orthworm swaps in, high horsepower is gonna hurt. No way I drop to like a double up, right? And even if I do, Arcanine should then be in a pretty good spot. No, I can't afford to take damage or for Earthworm to swap in. I'm just gonna protect. Nice and easy. And see what happens here. And once that Icy Wind's in, I think I'll be in a much stronger position. I guess a Perish Song here is pretty scary. But there was not one. Okay, good thing I protected the Excadrill. And a double Icy Wind connection. Okay, there's only so much Gengar can actually do here. So I'm going to Muddy Water just because I think it's my hardest hitting move. And go for Instant. But yeah, the question of what move to do it with is tough. Or I could just go for Gengar, Mega Evolve for the physical defense boost, and if it ends up being Orthworm, rely on Heat Wave to take it out. I like that a lot more. Besides, Orthworm's like really low. So the Muddy Water might just cover it in general. Okay, that's still going to take a chunk from high horsepower with Piercing Drill. And the real reason I Mega Evolved, though, was I wanted... That does over half. Oh, that's nice. All right, let's see. Can we Muddy Water Mist twice in a row? Oh, okay. I mean, I'm happier to see the connect, but it would have been kind of funny. Just under half. Oh, with a crit. Oh, and there's the Citrus. Okay. Lots to write down. As long as that doesn't burn. And actually, that is just such nice damage with the with the recoil there. And that did yeah, that's what we'd expect from like a non-attack invested in Cineroar. Not like a super offensive one. Good to know. Yeah, I was actually in a bit of trouble if it hit it. I mean, if they're not going to stop me from just clicking Muddy Water, I think I'll do it again. If they swap in Orthworm, Blastoise cooks it. And I'll protect here because I can always threaten something with Excadrill next turn. With the Excadrill next turn. And I don't want to play a guessing game of like who's going to swap into Orthworm and then lose Excadrill to the other slot if I get it wrong. That's real nice. Okay. Yeah, Parting Shot, Flare Blitz seems fairly standard. That does mean that they have a Shadow Ball pin on my Excadrill now, but I think that's fine because I think Arcanine just cleans, right? Like, I can't swap out with the Shadow Tag, but like this I'm okay with that because Gengar can only hit one slot unless it Sludge Waves and then it hits Egg or they don't Fake Out. So, okay, yeah. I might as well go for a double protect, right? Because there's zero shot they ever leave this Excadrill like free to move. And I'll flip turn the Egg. Why am I doing that? Yeah, okay, to get my... No, what I'd rather have is Icy Wind. I want that speed control down, right? So I'm going to Icy Wind and go for the double protect. No double protect. That should be fine. Fake Out unsurprising. Shadow Ball is a pin on Excadrill. It's Arcanine's time to shine, and that Intimidate is looking so nice right now. I still have Citrus and a ton of HP on this Blastoise, even though it's at -1 special attack, and probably -1,000,000 physical attack. So I guess that's a good reminder to click Muddy Water over Flip Turn, because I don't actually know if Flip Turn KOs Instant from here. I don't know. I'll calc it if I need to, but I think I'd rather just Muddy Water. What? I'd rather Icy Wind. Actually, okay. Let's see here. I'm at -4 attack. A Flip Turn does like 8%. Okay, yeah, no. Muddy Water it is. And then I'm actually going to Bulldoze, because one of those will get like all the speed control I need for the rest of the game. And I don't really care if I hit my Blastoise here. Okay, I'm super specially bulky on the Arcanine. So yeah, that did under half. Excellent. There's the Bulldoze. Takes out Incineroar. Perfect. A critical hit on my own Blastoise. Wonderful. Not that that's going to matter. Because now I'm in just such a good spot with... I think my Arcanine... Okay, actually, my Arcanine is calced to be faster than a -1 modest Gengar. Which I guess I still don't know if it's timid or modest, but like... you know, I'll find out if it comes up. I mean, like, I figured that there it's I'd get to figure it out, and I had enough health remaining on my Mons that I'd probably win, even if I like went for speed control with Bulldoze and then found out that I was still slower. Okay, sweet. Well, despite the timeout, that went about as well as could be expected. Let's see, are there any moves I've written down that or items? I mean, we know Gengar's, obviously. I should start the thing. I can take notes during my 90 seconds. No, we just saw Shed Tail from Orthworm. Instant, I think we saw Parting Shot, Flare Blitz, and Fake Out. I have to imagine it's Protect or a Dark move, depending on if their Gengar is Perish or not. A9, we just saw Icy Wind before it exploded. And then Gengar just Protect and Shadow Ball so far, I think. Maybe it has Disable. Maybe I should think about that more. I could see Taunt, especially for my Trick Room mode, in which case I'm probably never seeing that move. Yeah, we'll see. I didn't get as much information about Gengar from that set as I wanted, but I also won the game, which, you know, so I can't really complain. Arcanine was quite good there. See, do I have any reason to mix it up? And I think the biggest thing is that Empoleon's looking a little scary. Let's see. Yeah, I still don't want to lead Excadrill. I'd be okay with leading Arcanine, though, because I don't think Empoleon's going to get led into that. That's a risk I'm willing to take. No, it's actually not. I'm going to bring these two, and then I'm going to bring the same leads with Excadrill in the back. Then do I mix it up to Vivillon? I think I actually do, because I think Vivillon covers Empoleon and Como a little bit better. So we'll see. And, you know, it's game 2. I figure just mixing things up a little can... If I lose, I've at least have sort of a back foot thing for going... Like, I'm not as predictable for game 3. Okay, Pult. And then it's the same leads of Incin, Gengar, and yeah, we once again have Pult and Blast. Okay, probably should figure out my play. Last time I went for Fake Out Shadow Ball. I think that that's probably a little predictable this time. I'm going to go for... I think I'm actually just going to go for the Icy Wind and the U-turn. Just because I highly doubt Instant's going to protect even if it can here, and this gives me momentum and it lets me, you know... Okay, so they're taking that attack pretty well. With the Scarf, Alola Ninetales. Perfect. Excellent. So I take no damage this turn besides the Life Orb Recoil, which is about as much damage as the timid U-turn deals. So this does not seem like a Vivillon moment, but also it doesn't seem like an Excadrill moment. None of my Pokemon want to be in here, but... And I'm almost certainly going to be doing like a Protect Icy Wind in this position. I think like no matter what. And I don't have Protect, so it has to be Excadrill just so I can Protect. I guess I could Flip Turn, but no, the Icy Wind is just too important. Because after a second Icy Wind, I'll outspeed Cold Egg. I'll outspeed the Ninetales. Which is obviously pretty good. But can I do better? I think I want to... I do just legitimately want to Icy Wind again and Protect. This only goes wrong with like a Disable or a Perish Song. Freeze Dry is not doing enough. It's not... Blastoise is just way too bulky. I guess it would go pretty wrong with the Freeze. So yeah, I'm just gonna Icy Wind and Protect. Perish Song, yeah, would be unfortunate and uncomfortable. But at least I get the Icy Wind off in that situation, which is a huge deal. Okay, Shadow Ball, excellent. That's like the best case scenario. They Icy Wind, perfect, because I protected, so Excadrill's unaffected. Now I'm threatening the Iron Head knockout. Now, do I go for it? That's a completely different question. And I double connect Icy Wind. Most excellent. Instant swapping in for Cold Egg probably seems pretty appealing right now. So, I mean, I can call that and go for like a high horsepower. I'm not sure I want to. And I'm also having this nice thing going on here where I don't think I need to worry that much about instant swapping in. I mean, like, as long as if Gengar stays in attacking, Gengar's eventually going to get like... Gengar's going to stay outsped. I actually think here what I'm going to do is I'm going to Flip Turn out now that I have my speed control into Cold Egg because that guarantees it goes off. And then I'm going... Well, it doesn't guarantee it, but I'd be okay with the knockout too. And then I'm going to Mega Evolve an Iron Head, and if they swap into Incineroar, they're still taking a -2 flip turn, which would be real nice. Okay. Excadrill's intimidated, and it looks like I'm taking a knockout here, so if Gengar comes back in, it's still intimidated, and they shed the speed control, but I can bring Dragapult back in with the Flip Turn to pin Gengar again, which, you know, it's a little more of an awkward position because I have an intimidated Excadrill and they have Fake Out pressure, but at least I'm immune to Fake Out with Dragapult. That's huge. That's a big reason I drafted it. I like it when my fast mons are immune to Fake Out, and because it makes it tough to get out of pins. And or I could bring out Play with Ig and just start bulldozing all over the place. Like, I don't hate that either. But no, I think the Shadow Ball pin is too valuable, and if I... Yeah, because it's because I want the mon that can't be faked out here, right? And I think I still attack with Excadrill because I want to force them to make Incineroar passive by attacking Excadrill. Even if it keeps me on the field intimidated, I am just so okay with that, right? And I can actually even just Bulldoze here, I think, right? And no, I don't want to Bulldoze here, because if I Bulldoze here, and they go for a Protect plus a a Dark move with Incineroar, I'm in a lot of trouble. So the obvious play then is Shadow Ball plus High Horsepower, I would think. But can I do better? And I think I can, because they're obviously terrified of the Shadow Ball pressure. I think I'm going to do something. I've already done this once, but I think that's fine. I'm going to U-turn into the Incineroar into Blastoise, and then also and then I'm also going to Bulldoze there, because that'll get some chip onto Egg if they do anything other than Fake Out, and they didn't do Fake Out. And if they leave, if they don't Protect with Gengar, I get that speed control that I want. Which I guess if they double Excadrill, I guess I go down here, but I get a ton of chip, and then I get to bring Blastoise, and then I get to bring Dragapult in safely, and with that chip, I no longer need to worry about Gengar surviving a parting shot. Oh, perfect. Okay, yeah, Egg will eat that for breakfast. Oh, not perfect. That special defense drop's huge. Oh, but it can Bulldoze bring me to Citrus range. I was at 111 HP, so I took 75 damage. And I didn't see who I crit, but I'm guessing it's Incineroar if Incineroar was who dropped. So 75 plus 1.5, so that would bring me to like 112, 113-ish damage. And with the Citrus, even with the special defense drop, I should be out of range of Shadow Ball. Blastoise side procking the Citrus is crazy work. Sharp Egg. There we go. And now they're down to 2 Pokemon, and Excadrill is permanently the fastest thing on the field, and I have Fake Out pressure. I am quite fond of this position. Incineroar going down there was that was so nice. That like I didn't hate my position. Like I hadn't even revealed Vivillon yet, but now like this really is very ideal. And I think right here, I can have a very safe and obvious Fake Out into Sharp Egg, no Covert Cloak in the game, and a High Horsepower into Shadow Egg, which, based on the damage we saw last time, even at -1, should kill through Protect as long as I don't miss. Yeah, no, this is most excellent. Perfect. Nope. All right. My because it did just over half through Protect when I was at -1. I wasn't at -2, was I? No, I was just at -1, so that should have done like a 33-ish. It was at 36. Oh, I mean, that should have been like 33, 34. So it never should have killed, but this was still like a lower roll than last time, but my math was off, so I shouldn't have expected it to kill either way. But like, this is still fine, right? Because now they're like super duper pinned. And I get to just Iron Head for the very safe kill. And then, wait, the rest of my team can take out Vivillon, right? I mean, can take out Sharpie. Yeah, it can. Actually, I think I'm going to flip turn here and Protect. Just because I kind of want High Horsepower damage into Empoleon. It's the cleanest way to clean up this game. And I should survive this because of the sideways Citrus proc, even with the special defense drop. As long as they don't double it up. If they double up, I get a swap in, which is quite nice, because then I can Sleep Powder everything. Hydro Pump into Excadrill makes a lot of sense. But I'll take the Gengar knockout. Thank you very much. And now I get to High Horsepower plus Shadow Ball, which is really, really cool. I'm at -1 though, but like, do I care? Like, I mean, 2 solid hits is gonna eliminate this thing, I think. So even at -1, still like super effective damage. I wonder what other moves were on the Gengar. We only ever saw Shadow Ball and Protect, to my memory, though missing moves in draft leagues is certainly something I've done before. All right, the speed control this week, like, it looks like that was, I mean, not necessarily the play, but a play. Oh, that hits. That Empoleon is frailer than I was expecting, unless I'm misremembering calcs, or at least specially frailer. Okay, Shuka, that's fair. And like, even if this takes a knockout, like I am so fine with that. Is this in -1 Iron Head range? No, no way. But how do I guarantee this? I think it's gotta be. I think Fake Out Iron Head. No, it's just Rage Powder Iron Head. That's so awkward. I'm just gonna bring this thing in, and I'd have to miss a lot of high horsepowers. No, what am I talking about? I guarantee this by clicking Bulldoze over and over again because it can't miss, and I don't care if I damage my own Pokemon. So actually, if I'm just bulldozing and there's no way that can possibly outspeed Excadrill, then I'm gonna swap into Vivillon purely because I don't want to hit my own Mon. But it doesn't matter because all that matters is that I click Bulldoze. I'm faster because they aren't Scarfed, because they're Shuka, and because Scarf with on A9. That should wrap things up. Perfect. Well, that wraps up week 1 of the TDL, the 12 Draft League. Tanya, thank you for the set. And yeah, I'll be back next week. To hopefully turn this 1-0 start into a 2-0 start. All right, that wraps up week 1 of the TDL, the 12 Draft League. Yeah, I joined the Discord call that I was streaming my match to. Deafened, of course. I couldn't hear anything anyone was saying. And I immediately got flamed for almost losing on timer 2 games in a row. So I guess my focus for next week is to not time out on move select like I did during game 1, and to only take notes when I actually have the time to, so I don't, lose on timer. That would have been pretty bad. Next week I'll be facing the Icy Wind Landos. I'm 1-0 right now, so I'm hoping to turn that into a 2-0. And here we have a rain team featuring Basque Legion, it looks like, at the start of the show. So I gotta figure out how to handle that, which is also the problem I'm struggling with in my Worlds prep right now, or at least one of them. And a Hisuian Zork and an Alakazam can do tricky things too. Okay, this looks like it's gonna be a fun one. No idea what I'm gonna do yet, but I have a week to figure that out. Goodbye.